Hey there, everyone! It's been a while since I've done one of these, hasn't it? Unless, of course, you're new here, in which case, disregard what I just said. But, anyways, it's time once again to introduce the cast of a new manga, Cherri Snow. So, without further ado, let's begin. First one up on the chopping block is Agari, the unlucky man with nothing to lose. So, here we have our main boy, right? To say he has the worst luck is an understatement. Heck, when he was a child, he was caught in a car crash, which killed both his parents. Fortunately for him, however, he survived, but he has no one to look out for him. And by that, I mean literally none of his relatives knew about the crash, and poor widow Agari didn't know what to do. He had no choice but to man the fort and take care of himself, meaning he became an adult at the age of 7. Fortunately for him, he wasn't alone, as he always had help from his best friend and trusted ally, Reis. With his help, Agari was able to sustain himself all the way to high school, and then that's when it all went downhill. Right around the new year of high school, he noticed things just would not go his way, eventually meeting a girl who almost ran over him and Reis with her bike. Luckily, she didn't, but unluckily, a random explosion launched the girl towards Agari, ultimately knocking him out, and lost a couple teeth in the process. But one thing leads to another. The explosion leaves the girl's back exposed, and in typical fashion, she blames the closest person near her, that being Agari. So from then on, Agari's life is now a living hell, all because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now here's someone you don't see every day, a girl with the high spirit and the energy of a horse. Yeah, I suppose those two mean the same thing, don't they? Cremini here has a questionable profession, as since when she was a wee little lass, she has dreamt of making others smile. She always hated seeing others suffering from any sort of pain, so she took a vow to always lighten the mood when things go south, except when it comes to Agari, apparently. Now you might be asking yourself, right? What drives someone to pick up the clown business? Well, you see, her family took a trip one day to a parade, and she noticed at one point that there was a group of clowns doing, well, clown things. And that got everyone who saw them excited. They laughed, they cheered, and they were all having a good time. One day, however, little Cremini noticed her mom in a very sad mood. She couldn't help but try and make her smile, at least once, so she, in good memory, imitated what she saw at the parade. Unfortunately, she didn't really have any makeup, or anything for that matter, so she had to improvise. So with everything she tried to remember, she managed to put a smile back in her mom's face. Though, I'm a bit curious what made her sad in the first place. Soon after, Cremini wanted to become like the clown she once saw, so she started training both her body and her mind, so she can become the best clown she can be. She wasn't alone, however, as she had help from Boun, a childhood friend that stuck with her from thick and thin. She, however, had doubts too about the whole clown thing, but she was still on board with it all, helping with the tricks, knowledge, and legal stuff. Cremini's father, however, absolutely hated the idea of her doing something so foolish and dangerous, so she and Boun trained in secret in hopes one day Cremini can go professional. That is until she met Agari. Between you and me, there's something a little off about Cremini. I can't put my finger on it, but she seems different. If there's any one person in the world of Cherri Snow that I have the utmost respect for, it's Reis. This man is a man. Since a child, he and Agari had stuck by each other no matter what the cause. For one, them two are good friends, and another, Agari was prone to bullying. One day, Reis stood up for Agari, and from then on, Reis has had Agari's back. But sometimes, Reis isn't there, because, well, Reis isn't an idiot by any means, but as much as I like the guy, he's not the sharpest hammer in the quiver, you see. Reis can easily be distracted, and even be pulled away from a third-party source. Now that's just fancy talk, for his mom can be pretty strict sometimes. But when he is by Agari's side, chances are bullies have a 1 in 4 chance of doing bully things. But that doesn't mean Reis never leaves Agari alone, even though Reis is wicked athletic, making him the prime member for many sports teams. He prefers to be with his friend, even if he himself isn't too good at video games. he still prefers to be by Agari's side. One, because they're good friends, and two, because poor little Agari can't even fend for himself. As smart as she is cute, Boun is Cremini's best friend since childhood, and even if she doesn't show it sometimes. But what do you expect from someone who is the daughter of both the doctor and the lawyer? Since she was a kid, there was so much to be expected from her, leaving her to mature faster than most kids her age. She preferred to overthink anything than to just do whatever needs to be done, even from the most simplest task, like washing dishes or even playing with others. What this means is that she runs on her own schedule. If there is something not on it, then she simply won't do it. So how exactly did this big brain girl meet a smooth brain like Cremini? Well, one day when Cremini was doing her thing, Boun stepped up and moved her back to her place. Literally, Boun noticed she was fooling around and straight up picked her up and placed Cremini back in her seat. This scared Cremini and thought maybe Boun was mad or something, which prompted her to try and make her happier. Unfortunately, this did not happen. Boun was even annoyed at her for even trying. But one day, Cremini imitated what Boun's parents do in a very, shall we say, unethical way. And Boun cannot help but burst into tears laughing. From then on, she changed for the better. And there you have it, the main cast of Cherri Snow. What did you all think? Are you excited as I am to see where these knuckleheads have in store for the future? Or maybe you're saying to yourself, doesn't this guy have anything better to do with his life other than to draw kids doing things? Well, to answer the first one, I'm very excited to work on a manga that I can actually have fun with, since the story is whack beyond belief, so anything can happen. And to answer the second one, no. So that'll wrap things up here for now. Let me know what you think about this whole thing in the comments down below. And without further dudes, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.